Okay, full power. Mixture's coming up a little bit. Okay, we're on the wheels, tracking. 45 knots. Off the ground at 48 indicated.
It's quite a surprising and unique airplane. It really breaks a lot of the conventional wisdom. It just completely defies it. You know, everybody knows that these days a modern airplane is going to have a Rotax engine, composite construction, and have at least 2 seats.
The design goals really focused around maximizing the appeal of the airplane and the fun factor of the airplane, but keeping it affordable. There are 4 things that make aircraft ownership expensive. One is acquisition cost. The next one is operating cost, storage cost, and maintenance cost. And this airplane is our answer to those 4 things. We're kind of do-it-yourself junkies, you know. We're vertical control, vertical integration junkies. And we like that because we're in control of schedule, we're in control of quality, and at the end of the day, we're probably gonna have the best cost position. We realized the only way we're gonna have the engine we need for our airplane is if we design and develop that engine, and to have a reliable source for it. Because if we're relying on anyone else outside, you know, really you're one corporate board meeting away from having your supply shut off.
Now, first there's this folding wing, and you know, it folds and unfolds so quickly and easily that a person can do it alone in 5 minutes or less. The engine, it's an inverted V twin, so it sort of has this sort of Harley Davidson motorcycle sound to it when it runs, and it's quite distinctive. Fixed pitch wood Sensenich prop. The cockpit, you know, it's got this sort of Ryan STA sort of throwback look to the open cockpit, you know, with that really rakish windshield. And it looks really tight inside. I mean, it's like if I had to crawl in through that open top in the cockpit, I don't think I could do it. But the canopy folds up, and when you're in the airplane, it's surprisingly roomy. You know, I mean, it's like there's plenty of shoulder room. The seating position is comfortable, and then you've got that open cockpit aspect, but it's not claustrophobic or confining. Very sort of conventional tail, fixed tab on the rudder, the trim tab. One of them moves, one of them is adjustable, but doesn't move in flight. I took off with the elevator in the neutral position, and I hardly changed it during flight. The only observation I've got about that is that the elevator forces tend to be kind of light when you're trimmed for your final approach speed. And you know, the first landing or two, I felt a little bit of pitchiness. I was getting a little bit of pilot-induced oscillation in pitch, but it's like the next landings, I just rolled down a little bit of nose-down trim, gave me some more force to pull against in the stick in the flare, and that just did away with it. No flaps, obviously. Full span ailerons, pushrod controlled elevator and ailerons, and there's just no slop. It is just a tight ship, very responsive, good roll rate, very responsive tail wheel steering on the ground. I haven't flown many airplanes with a rudder bar, but this one was really delightful. It's just nice, positive, well-balanced, good feel to it. Got heel brakes, and it's like, you know, I've got just enough experience with heel brakes to sort of scare myself with them. The rudder authority is so good that on the runway, I don't even touch the brakes. I position my feet so that I can't touch the brakes, and that I really just think of using the brakes pretty much for run-up only. If there was something I would change, it's like heel brakes. I don't think many of us are going to be fans of that. I understand there are some good reasons to have them that way, and maybe it's because I'm wearing sort of clunky shoes, but if there was one thing I would change, that would be it. This is a unique airplane. It breaks so many rules. You know, it's not a Rotax, it's not composite, it's a single seat, it's got a folding wing. You know, those things all together make it really unique. Also, there's a sort of truism in aviation that you don't ever put an experimental engine in an experimental airframe, and this one does. But you know, the airframe itself is such a known quantity that it's like it doesn't seem wrong. You know, it feels right when you're in it. I know they've sold about 70 of these airframes so far. I think they're just starting. Watch for these at airports all around America, but really all around the world. And shipping them around the world is going to be extremely easy because you just fold the wings, put it in a box, and off it goes. You know, I have to think I'm looking at what looks like quite a vintage style airplane, but I also feel like this is the future.